Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. You get to be a part of my very first Get Ready with Me. I am doing my first 2-day book festival. It's going to be in Cincinnati. I am leaving tomorrow, which is Thursday, August 14th, or no, 13th. And the festival is the Happily Ever After book festival in Cincinnati. And so, if you're in the Cincinnati area and you're catching this video, please come and join me. My name is Kia Holt. I'm an author. I'm located here in the Columbus, Ohio area. Now, I was planning on doing this video yesterday. However, Columbus got flooded and then I lost electricity. So that prevented me from doing a video. So thankfully, my electricity was only out for a couple hours. But here's the benefit. I had already packed for this book festival, and here's something I had completely forgotten about. I have portable chargers. And so I lost electricity a couple months ago from some transformer that blew, and I forgot that I had these portable chargers. So I can use these to charge up my phone. So last night I was sharing on our prayer call, hey, if I wasn't packing for this book festival, I would have completely forgotten that I had portable chargers. So while we were out of electricity, I had a way to charge my phone. So at the book festivals, I highly recommend portable chargers. And I'll tell you one way that they really come in handy. One, if you're a big person who loves social media and you like to do a lot of posting videos or anything like that, then you will definitely want a portable charger. Plus, the reason you never want to lose battery on your phone is because if you take electronic payments, so I take Venmo, Zelle, Cash App, Apple Pay, Square. I take all of those. I think I said Cash App. I take all of those. So imagine if you are at a book festival, because sometimes they have concrete ceilings and things like that, and the wireless reception is poor. So if you are somewhere and you lose reception on your phone or your battery goes dead, I mean, you want to make sure that you've got a portable charger. The other thing is make sure before you leave, when you're at home on Wi-Fi, download all of your payment apps. Make sure they're fresh, make sure they're ready to go. So other things that I pack. So I pack my portable charger. I give out business cards and I give out notebooks. I mean, bookmarks. This is live, people. So I always make sure I have extra bookmarks and business cards to give out. This is what I do. You do your things your own way. I give out a business card and a bookmark, even if you don't buy a book, because I feel like whenever someone leaves my table, I want them to leave with something to remember me by. Every reader needs a bookmark. So I will give people a bookmark before I ever give them a business card, because if you're a reader, you need a bookmark. Are you one of those people who turns the corners down on the pages? I'm not judging. It's your book. You treat your book however you want to. But I'm just saying, for those of us who I have to admit, I think when I was younger, I did used to turn the corners down on the pages. And now I don't. Okay. The other thing that is very important to have at your book festival is some kind of notebook. You want to be able to track your sales. So I just use my own little shortcuts. You know, my main book, we'll get to it. I just put G for grief, B for bundle, J for journal, S for sermon notebook, so that I can track, and then H for hardback. So that way, as I am making my sales, I can track what all I sold. Okay. So notebook is important. Here is the business card that I referenced earlier. And then here's my bookmark that I have. On the back, I have all three of my books. So regardless of which one they were interested in. Now, those of you who have a whole bunch of books, which I want to be one of you one day, you have to decide which ones you want to put on there. So my next book that I'm working on is I don't have a title yet, but it is dealing with the fruit of the Spirit. So there will be a book. There will be a devotional book that goes with it. And then there's also going to be a workbook for the fruit of the Spirit, kind of like a Bible study workbook. So those three will be on their own separate bookmark. Okay. So other things, I have a new find. So I'll tell you about that in just a second. I have a tablecloth. Now, my tablecloth, I have QR codes. My QR codes are when it's hanging down in front, I have a QR code there. I also have QR codes on the sides of my book of my tablecloth. My reason is when you're somewhere at one of those things and maybe people want to check you out before they come up, they can scan the QR code. It takes them directly to my website so they can get a chance to get an idea of the books before they come to see me. And I love it because a lot of times when people come and talk to me, they have already checked me out. They're like, nope, don't need to hear about the books. I read about it on your website. I'm ready to go. So this is my new find. These are called table cover clicks. I just got them from Amazon today. And the reason I bought them, so apparently you put the tablecloth around the leg of the table and you click it. So it kind of just kind of goes in and locks in the tablecloth. And I do that because I have been in places where the wind is blowing, or maybe they have a fan or something going, so the tablecloth is moving around the legs. I don't want anyone to have a tripping hazard or anything like that. And so I bought these little clips. They are reusable, I think. They are reusable. So you get 32 clicks in there. So that's my new little thing. I'll just be using these for the first time when I go to Cincinnati. The other thing I have, so I mentioned how much it rained here in Columbus. It is raining also in Cincinnati all weekend. So I bought the tarp that has the grommets on it so that I can kind of hold my things down. And then I bought, not bungee cords, whatever these things are called. I'm drawing a blank. But anyway, so they open up. So I made sure I got a tarp that had that. So I just, link those together. So the containers I'm using today, I don't necessarily need the tarp. I'm taking it anyway because I also have a bag. I'll tell you about all the stuff I put in there. I don't want my bag to get wet because my bag has supplies. I also have, I'm going to show you my different containers, but I have other containers that are open, kind of like a wagon, and I always have to use my tarp on the wagon. So one of the book festival I did back in April, I didn't have a tarp. I didn't own one. It was misting really bad. So I was afraid of all my books getting wet. And I was like, oh my gosh, you got to get a tarp. You got to be prepared for rainy days, or if you're in Ohio and you deal with snow, if you're in a snow state, snow gets your product wet as well. So I highly recommend, this was like 4 foot by something. Okay, now, here's the other thing I have that I'm clearly not using today. If you're going to do social media when you're there at your book festival, I have the microphone to help out. And I can't find the ones that you use for outside. When I get to Cincinnati, I'm definitely going to be doing a lot of posting because one, it's my first time doing a 2-day book festival. I've done other festivals before. So for me, I also had to factor in how much product am I going to bring. So I'll come back to this in a moment. So I'm going to try to pan down without messing up my view. All right. So I have these little roly things that I get to take. So to make sure that I'm able to get in and out, it just makes it easier to carry everything. Okay. So let's see how we can maneuver this. I had to switch everything around. For some reason, it wasn't letting me go live on my phone. And could be user error, very, very possible. So, all right, let's pick this up. Okay, I am not a content creator, okay? So I will apologize in advance. I don't have all the things set up like other people do. If I had been able to do this on my phone, which I'll know next time, it'll be on my phone, it'll be better. So please don't count me out. Okay, so what we have here is one of my little things. So these are my grief journals that I have dealing with grief and how to move beyond it, the companion guide. I got those stuffed in there. I have my sermon notebook. Nope, this is my grief book that I have here. Sermon notebook, I think, is in the other one. I have 2 containers there. These are my hardbacks. So I sell the most hardback at I sell the most hardbacks when I go to book festivals. So I want to always have hardback. Here's the other thing you want to always have. I recommend, this one is not a must have, but I recommend having a page easy for people to scan all of the different ways to pay. I always have two of these. So if I'm busy with one customer and they're working on scanning and I've got another one, I don't want to lose that sale. So I'm definitely going to scan that. And the other thing, I'll remove my the one I've used before. This captures people's name and email address. I do not currently have a newsletter. Maybe one day I'll grow up and have a newsletter. I don't have one now. However, I am in the middle of writing other books. So I ask people if they would like to be a part of the email list. Um, like I said, you don't get anything from me monthly yet. But if they're interested in my next book, I want to get their email address so I can let them know, hey, it's coming up. By the way, I do plan in publishing, hopefully by November of this year, but definitely 2026. I don't even have a working title yet. It's about the fruit of the spirit. That's all I know. Okay. The other thing that I have in here are my different bags. So if you have the companion guide, of course, you need the bigger bag. And then I've got these smaller ones for my 6x9 books. And so I do also have a really big one. And when I have people who buy bundles, so as a bundle, you can buy the companion journal and the grief journal together. So that's a bundle that people can purchase. So that's just one of the things I do. I know some people don't do bags. I like to do bags. I like to give out bookmarks, whether you buy something or not, just a little touch. Here's the other thing that I always have. So this is my bag. I'm very big on branding, and I'm going to talk about that in a video. So one of the things I have is QR code. So this goes to my website. So if I'm walking by somewhere, somebody can scan that QR code and go right to my website. So inside here, I have the cash box because you got to have cash. The other thing is make sure you have plenty of fives and ones. I shared this in a video before. For some reason, when I do book festivals, I get a lot of $50 bills, which is great because it means people are coming prepared to buy a bunch of books. So I also recommend having 20s and 10s along with your fives and ones. And then I just keep a calculator, right? You want to be able to easily calculate. Those lovely people who buy books, we love you guys. So I have a calculator, I have another notebook, extra pens, and a marker. Now, as far as signing books, I do not have good handwriting. So I used to try to use the Sharpies, and the red Sharpie bleeds through. So that was a bad idea. The other thing is my handwriting is even worse with a Sharpie. So I just use a red ink pen. Why do I use red? Red is my favorite color. So it's my signature. So whenever I sign anybody's book or if I write something in a book, I do it in red ink. Just my little individual thing that I do. I realize I got the wrong thing. So let me show you really quick. Oh, more stuff. I forgot. Okay. The other thing that I easily put up on my table are book prices. So let's say you have someone who's standing in line, they're kind of curious how much are the books. I've got the book prices that's laying up on the table. The other thing is that I am usually at the book festival by myself. So sometimes I need to step away. So here's my be right back that I have up there. And then here is my sermon notebook. So I have 3 books published so far. And this is the one that you use when you're listening to a sermon, either at home or online, and you're taking notes. It also has your prayer requests that you can add in there, reflection over the last month, scriptures you would like to memorize. So I'm also a pastor. So that's the reason that I was really intent on doing this one. And then I added a bunch of spiritual growth questions for people to kind of think and ponder over at the end of each month. Here's some more stuff that I have. We're going to go back up here. And I apologize if this looks like Blair Witch Pro thing. Younger people are probably like, what are you talking about? But anyway, so I have these book stands. Now, these book stands are huge, but I'll tell you what they're great for. When I put my larger books up here, it's good, but it also fits my smaller books. So my grief book fits in here. as well as a sermon notebook. So the benefit is when I'm at the book festival, see how much room is left, I can put up a whole bunch of books. So my recommendation is always have standing books. Make sure that as people are walking by, if they're all laying down, everybody can't see your display. So I recommend having your books in a stand so that as people are going, they can see all your different books that you have. And the other thing is I make notes. I need to know when I'm packing for my things to make sure I have everything. Oh, the other thing I forgot to bring inside is I have a banner. It's a large banner. It has my name, of course, QR code. It says meet the author, get your book signed. So I have that. Here's the thing: when I bought it, when I did the banner the first time, I only did single side, right? And I kept debating about doing double. I wish I had just done double because especially now, if your back is against the wall, the double banner doesn't matter. If you're in the middle of a room, you're in the middle of a store, you want that double-sided banner. So my recommendation, if you haven't bought one yet, or like me, you already bought it, you're just going to buy another one, double-sided banner is perfect. My other recommendation is snacks. I always keep protein bar and a protein drink in my bag, and I always take water with me. So, and then some of the book signings that I do, I have to bring my own table and chair. So I just went and found one that folds, a table that folds. So it makes it easier to put in your vehicle. And then I have a chair that kind of collapses as well. Banner, bookmark, cards, calculator, pens, notebook, mailing list, table signage that I showed here, bags, all sizes, portable charger, we covered that one earlier, all of your payment apps, cash box, and then most importantly, your books. So I will be posting all on social media when I go to the Cincinnati Happily Indie Ever After. Forgot about that part. Indie, I'm an independent author. So I will be in Cincinnati for the book festival Friday and Saturday. So I'm leaving tomorrow. So I went ahead and packed early. Like I said, I was planning on doing this video last night, but lost electricity due to all the flooding here in Ohio. But I would like to know, one, is there anything that you take to your book festival that you would recommend for me and help other people who are watching? And then is there anything that I left out that you would like to be covered? But I do have, like, this one is a book festival. I have another one. I also do book signings at grocery stores. I don't take the payment. So I have different lists for those. And then I also have one when I do like at Barnes & Noble. You don't take the payment there either, but you're allowed to do some of the other things. So the grocery store one is definitely different. If you're interested in how do I sell books in a grocery store, contact me. I'd love to just post on there and I'll send you an email. I would love to share that with you. So that's it. Thank you for getting ready for me. I'm really excited. Oh, the other thing, how many books do you take to a book festival? So what I do is I'm taking 50% of my most popular book, which is Dealing with Grief and How to Move Beyond It. So I have paperback and I have hardback. I'm going to have more paperback with me. So I think I have 30 paperback and 20 hardback I'm not taking a whole 100 books. I don't think. I didn't count. But most of them are paperback and I keep hardback. The other thing is I take 40% of the journals. And the reason is because I sell these as a bundle. So I want to make sure people have those if they're ready. And the book that I sell the least of is my sermon notebook. So I'll only bring about 10 of these with me. So I'm really excited for the festival. I'd love to hear from you guys. I would greatly appreciate your likes and your follows. Subscribe, sorry. So please subscribe, please like, and then catch me for the next one. So have a great day. Thanks for getting ready with me.